Yeah, what's up, Spencer?
Going on, buddy? How are
Happy
you?
4th of July, man. Oh, it's actually July 3rd, but happy 4th
We're
tomorrow.
close. We're close. Tomorrow.
Yeah. Dressed up, got a
Excited
little festive
for the
today.
holiday. Oh,
Yeah,
you got some
got
swag
the
on.
merch
You're.
on.
It's not a very patriotic shirt,
Yeah, I
but
know. That's the guy.
I like it. It
It's the barbecue shirt, though, for sure.
is a barbecue
Got
shirt. It
got
is a
some
great
beads
barbecue
on.
shirt.
What
Got
about the
some
blue?
beads. Nice. There we go. I'm wearing
Yeah.
blue. I wasn't even trying to be in theme, but here we are.
Yeah, we didn't sync up on that. Well, thanks
Yeah.
everyone for joining today. Today we are going to focus on the Golden 100, which is an auction that happened recently on Golden Auctions, and this is basically the best of the best that Golden has to offer in terms of collectibles. And we're going to go through some of our favorite sales in this
Mhm.
auction. It's a really cool collectibles, a variety of collectibles that we're really excited to talk about. But first, we want to highlight some things. Boom! We have a giveaway going on right now.
Mhm.
Also, the 4th of July theme, this Captain America PSA 9 card. Very cool collectible. You can enter by going to our Twitter account. It's pinned to the top of our page, or you can follow the link down in the details to get involved in this giveaway. But this is a freaking awesome card. All you have to
Yeah.
do is like and retweet, follow Sergio Collects. Big shout out to Sergio, and also Comics and Crypto, of course, follow us as well. But this is a very cool card. One of my favorite, actually, for Flair.
I love
And
this one.
very excited to give this one away to someone. Next, we have a winner for our recent giveaway. Spider Boy #1 comic. This is actually the secret rare on Vivi as well. This comic is really cool. I'm not sure if you had a chance to read it yet, but big shout out to Anthony
I love the
Cripps.
cover.
Yeah, it's a very clean cover. Very cool. This is a very speculative character that could potentially be seen in the MCU in the future, probably long, long down the road, but very cool character nonetheless. Very new character. And we gave away this comic recently, and congratulations to Anthony Kripp for winning. And a big shout out to our proud sponsor, Fanable, for being involved in this. Make sure to follow Fanable at fanable.io. They do awesome exclusive giveaways when
Mhm.
you enter the newsletter. Fanable is a company that is going to allow you to trade physical collectibles in the digital age, and we'll have more information about what they're developing in the coming weeks, including the official launch of their website. But until then, make sure again to definitely sign up for their newsletter for up-to-date information and also automatically be entered into all their giveaways. They're going to do a series of giveaways over the next couple months leading up to their launch. And they just recently gave away a Batman 423 CGC 9.6 signed comic by Todd McFarlane.
Yeah.
Very cool collectible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost $1,000 comic right there that they just gave away,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Yeah.
Just like that. So again, make sure to sign up for the newsletter at fanable.io. Very cool. Let's see what's up to somebody in the comments. You want to jump on that, Spencer?
What is going on? We got Jason.
Yo.
What is going
Hey,
on?
Jason. Yeah, man.
I got a bunch of stuff within arm's reach. I'm not going to take
Yeah.
it down. It's
Yeah.
precarious. It's precarious at the
Yeah.
moment. I just moved into a new place and I gotta secure things. And it looks good right now, but if I bump anything, it's all coming down. So
you got to tighten that up.
we're working on it.
Yeah, this has
What's
been a
going
work in
on?
progress here. We're definitely developing this as a new office space, and
Yep,
I
we
got
got
a little
both
shelf
ends.
up, shelf up with the VHS tapes by Rewind, created by Rewind. Very cool. So some of the signed tapes up there, and yeah, Spencer and I have been working on those for a while. What's up, Delco?
I don't know if Delco Dude and Delco by Designer are the same people, but shout out Delco. Especially, and I'm assuming that's like Delco, like outside Philly, Delco County. I'm from Montgomery County, so assuming that's the same Delco, then what's up, Philly fam?
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, so going back to Goldin auctions, very cool auction they had recently, the Golden 100. They also have the second season of King of Collectibles that launched on Netflix. There you go. Make sure to watch the show, guys. It's really cool, very cool. They cover a lot of the collectibles that have sold and that are currently on auction. And they also recorded a trip for New York Comic Con. Spencer, I don't know if you know that.
Nope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were recording the episode at New York Comic Con last year while we were there, which
Oh,
is really
no,
cool.
I had no idea. Yeah.
Yeah, super rad. It was fun, very nostalgic for Stacey and I to watch that and see all the moments that we remembered and to see the interactions that were happening while we were there. Super
Nice.
cool.
That is super
Yeah,
cool. Yeah. Have you
yeah.
finished the second season yet?
We're on the last episode.
last episode. I'm only a couple episodes in, so I gotta get on it. I gotta get on watching it. I haven't had time recently, but I'm gonna make it happen soon.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. It's a very well done show. So before
Oh,
we go into some of our big highlights, what's that, Spencer?
oh no, I was just real quick. I was gonna say that is the Delco. What
Oh, it is.
yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
I haven't lived in Monco since 2014, 2013, but it's still home. It's still where all my family lives. So I'm back every once in a while. Yeah, maybe next time I'm home, we'll try to link up.
Oh, that's awesome. So that's in Philly?
And what's up, Chase? Yeah, Delco's just another county, right outside Philly.
Yeah, fly Eagles fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, big shout to our other Philadelphia friend, Joe Frio. Joe's
Nope.
watching this. Yeah. Who's also at New York Comic Con. We gotta hit him up and see if he watched that episode. He'd really get a kick out of that. So before we dive into some of the big items, we have some honorable mentions that we want to highlight as well. This is really, really, really cool. So this is an unexpected sale. I did not expect it to reach as high. This is a promo tape of Nirvana's Nevermind. And what's really crazy about this is that the item isn't sealed. This is CIB. This is an unsealed cassette tape, high grade, very good condition, 9.896, sold for $12,200. That's incredible. We've been speculating on promo tapes for quite some time in all media in general, VHS, CDs, and DVDs, VHS especially. But cassettes is something that's still kind of new, but really catching up quickly. But this sale really added a lot of validation to the promo market.
Totally. Yeah, we have a few now of these sealed promo or like advanced screener cassettes, which we're really excited. Like we have a couple like Soundgarden ones, and like we have a lot of really cool stuff that we'll eventually share with everyone. But we're getting some of that stuff graded in the near future with Rewind actually.
By Rewind as well. So big shout out to the Rewind team. They do. They're just the best. Like these cases are incredible, man. I'm so blown away by the Rewind cases. There is so just the condition of them. You can drive a car over these things. They've actually done it. You can drive. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Critters 3. Nice. You can drive a car over these things and they still will stay intact. That's how secure these tapes are in these cases. So a big shout out to the Rewind team for the quality product that they produce. And it was really awesome to see this sale. Man, it just goes to show that things don't necessarily have to be sealed in the sealed media market or the media market to really have value. If something is rare enough, people are going to pay for it. And this is a great example of it.
Yeah, like another one that we think is like the Back to the Future first print tapes, CIB. I mean, we only know of 10, 11, 12 sealed copies in existence. So being able to find a CIB in good condition, I think will still end up being really valuable because there's only so many that exist, and I'm sure there'll be a few more that'll pop up every once in a while. But max maybe 20 in existence still in the world. So like that's only 20 people that can have that potentially, and some people might have multiples. So at that point, if anybody else wants to get into that market, they're going to have to go for the lower grade or the CIBs. So we're very, very bullish on CIBs in this. And one other thing I'll say about Rewind, they have a really, really cool partnership with Goldin where you can get things graded with Rewind and basically forego the cost for the grading, and they'll send it directly to Goldin for you. And then they'll take the cost of the grading out of whatever you get on the auction. So, so if you have a VHS tape or something like that, or a cassette that you want to get graded, you'll send it into Rewind, reach out to them, and they'll be able to set it up for you. And you'll be able to have it sent directly to Goldin if you have something that you want to, sell immediately. And then you won't have to even worry about paying for any of the shipping. Well, the initial shipping you'll pay for, just sending it to the Rewind, but they'll handle all the shipping to Goldin and handle all the grading, and then they'll take all the costs out of whatever you pay or whatever you make on it.
The one thing to add to that, be very careful though, because remember, grading costs about $50, depending on if you want the tape cleaned. If you want stickers removed, it can cost a little more.
Yeah, totally.
Make sure if you do go about this route, feel free to hit us up anytime. If you have any questions, you can contact us at comicsencrypted.io on our website and just reach out to us via email or on our social media. But it's very important that you make sure that the item is worth at least that, because you don't want to go into the negative. So it's important to do research and make sure you understand that the value of something that you just want to go buy a bunch of tapes, grade them, and throw them up. The market's not quite there yet.
Yeah.
So just make sure whatever you put in has, some nice value.
Yeah. But there's great resources. Goldin has really good, past sales as well as heritage as well to see what some of
Yeah.
these tapes are actually worth, some of these cassettes and what they've sold out in the past. So that's generally the way that we do our research to try to figure out what things are worth and whether they're worth grading or not.
Yeah. Yeah. You can see past sales on Goldin, on Heritage, on eBay. There's a
Mhm.
lot of different resources to figure out the value. And also you can go on eBay for right now and see what, if your tape is on the market, see what they're
Mhm.
selling for, what the floor is at. Because if they're not selling at the floor, then they're probably worth a little bit less. And just curious to see what how long the item's been up for as well. So some things to think about, when you're trying to research and try to sell some of your items. So next up we have, it's not necessarily an honorable mention. I mean, this is a very big sale. Punch Out has sold up as high as $300,000, and that was a 9.8 copy. This is a 9.4 copy. That one I think sold between 100 to 200,000 before.
Mhm.
But again, I don't know which variant this is. If this is a mid production, an early production, or a late production. There's different variants and different times when these were released. So, but regardless, this is a great sale, and
Yeah.
continues.
Extremely sought after game. Yeah.
We saw a huge spike in prices for video games. They've retracted a bit, but they've still been pretty stable. And
Mhm.
again, going back to CIB, we've seen games sell for 500,000 up to 1 million past that, but those are sealed games. But again, going back to CIB, which means complete in box, which means the game is still intact, the manual, the box, those have still sold for thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, Zelda, for example, that game is sold, I think, as high as $700,000. Like we're talking about NES Zelda, the very first Zelda game. And that sold, I think, as high as $700,000. But the CIBs have sold anywhere between 20,000, 10,000, somewhere around there. And recently, last year, there was a just the box. It's by itself sold for $7,500. That's
Yeah.
incredible. The amount of money people are putting value on this stuff, and a lot of it is because those games are so rare and so out of reach. Now they're retracting back to CIB, which still look very nice in graded cases, and that's why we're speculating on the VHS market. If they hit those kind of levels, we would expect probably
Yeah.
CIB to
It's
be.
the same trend for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah, Sean.
Next up,
Before we move on, real quick,
yeah,
question from Stan here: Has VB considered heritage as a viable option? I'm
yeah.
I'm sure they're thinking about it. I mean, heritage have they done NFT sales in the past?
They have, yeah,
Yeah, right.
they have an NFT division. I know that Golden has also dabbled a little bit in NFTs, but the
Yeah.
market, it's just kind of tough. It's kind of tough to gauge that stuff right now.
Yeah,
But
I'm sure once the bull market is back in full swing, and I think there's generally more interest in NFTs and digital collectibles, then hopefully we'll see some more consideration from some of these like more traditional auction houses. I
yeah,
mean, we've still seen even this year there's been some pretty massive sales through like Sotheby's. Like I think pretty sure it was Sotheby's had a big ordinal sale. It was like over six figures, maybe like a couple
yeah,
$100,000. Like these like and I'm not super well versed in that market, but some cat related thing. The art I thought was nothing impressive, but yeah, I guess it has some significance on the Bitcoin blockchain and in the whole ordinal space, and it garnered enough interest to get a couple $100,000. But
right,
uh, yeah, unfortunately, I don't think VB collectibles are going to be getting that much attention, at least in the immediate near term. But hopefully soon that things that starts to turn around, and then I think maybe it's very possible to start seeing it.
yeah. And we're still very excited for the future of digital collectibles, and especially with the ones on Vivi.
Mhm.
So yeah, we'd love to see big auction houses collaborate, especially for significant items like one of ones,
Yeah,
special mint numbers. We've seen like the Walt statue that sold like 6 months ago for $25,000. It was the
yeah,
1923 partner statue, and these are one of ones. People put tremendous value on mint numbers, so it'll be exciting to see how that will evolve over time. But yeah,
yeah.
we're very excited for it as well.
Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of education that has to happen on their end too for them to realize what the value is, and why certain mint numbers are more valuable than others, and why people put value on those. So hopefully,
Totally.
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. And next up, this is a really cool item. This is a CD produced by Taylor Swift when she was a preteen. Her mom and her would travel to Nashville, and she had cover songs with like Dolly Parton and the Dixie Chicks. And she would, go and perform and give out CDs that she made herself. This is one of those CDs, and it was signed by Taylor Swift. Just the CD signed by Taylor Swift, and it sold for over $12,000, 12,505 to be exact.
Do
That
you know
is
if it was?
amazing.
Do you know if it was signed later or if it was signed like at the time, like when she produced it?
I'm not really sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was signed during the time, or maybe like close to later. It was probably during her early stages it was signed. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know the story behind that actually, but
Yeah.
I'm curious. If I've seen some. There's actually another item that I thought was really cool recently. I saw was a business card from Taylor Swift at an early age, and it was signed by her as well. And somebody
Yeah,
got
that's
that
cool.
graded, and I thought that
Yeah,
was a really cool piece as well. Yeah, this
yeah,
stuff is going to do very, very well, man. Yeah,
yeah.
very
This
cool.
one's not graded, right?
It's not. It's just the CD.
Just a loose CD. Wow.
It's just the CD,
I'm,
and
I'm actually kind of shocked that they didn't get that graded before before they put that
I
up
don't.
for auction.
I don't know anybody that grades CDs by itself. I don't know if AMG does that.
Um, I'd be shocked if AMG didn't. I think. I don't
I, I
know.
I personally haven't seen just like a CD. I mean, it's always like in a vinyl sealed or vinyl CIB, but
Well,
I
right,
don't
but
know.
you could always put it like put it in like a clear jewel case, and then just like put that clear jewel case inside of the grading case that they're already like fitted for. You know.
But then, would you grade the case? No, probably not. So
Well,
you
no,
probably
that
should.
doesn't matter. It's I feel like it's less about the actual like grading and like what you'd actually get on it. It's more just about like the preservation of the item and having a cool display for it. You know.
Yeah, totally. I'm sure they do definitely do encapsulations like that, and I hope to see that from Rewind in the future. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this is another proven success story of not even CIB, just an item that's unsealed and just a CD. That's incredible. That's cool. Would you play it, Spencer? Would you play the CD? A $12,000 CD? I'd play it. Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah. Maybe. Why not?
Why
Yeah. I mean,
not?
the signatures on the top.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. I don't know if the signature might get smudged. I don't know.
I'm curious though, if you can't find her music like doing these covers at that early age. I wonder if they're online somewhere. I'm sure they
All right,
are.
I bet they are. Yeah, there's
At least, like yeah, get the music off there at least once. Just get the
yeah,
music off. Uh, yeah, that's very, very, very cool.
yeah.
Big shout out to Millie. What's up,
What up,
bud?
dude? What's going on? Excited to see you at Comic
Yeah,
Con.
yeah, very excited. And also he produced some really cool T-shirts that you
Yes.
should definitely get involved in. Make sure to go on his Twitter account. You can see the things that he's been creating for Comic Con. His awesome merch. So big shout out to Millie and all the things that he's been doing, man. Such a great guy. So cool. Yeah. So the way we're gonna go about this, actually, I was able to get some of the videos for these items that Ken Golden and Golden Auctions produced. I figured we'll just hear it from the source, hear the story of these items, and then we'll talk about each one a little bit. But these are really well produced videos. Again, I am just so impressed with Golden Auctions and the quality of content that they continuously
Yeah.
produce. It's a lot of fun. I mean, they make collectibles sexy. We've told that to them, to Jared Nass. Big shout out to Jared, head of pop culture at Golden. And yeah, they kill it. They kill it. So
Mhm.
we're going to show you guys some of the videos that Golden has produced, and then we'll talk about the item, what it's sold for, etc. So here's the first item that we're going to talk about.
This is a 1979 factory sealed VHS tape of one of the most iconic movies of all time, Halloween. Halloween has remained an icon of horror, John Carpenter's film of The Shape, Michael Myers. This is the first VHS tape created for that movie, and it features an error. On the back of the tape, if you look closely, you'll see Michael Myers is misspelled. This VHS tape features iconic art by the great Bob Gleason, and it's one of the great tapes of modern VHS collecting. This VHS tape has been graded by VGA an 85 plus, with a seal rating of 85 as well, one of the nicest copies graded out there for this iconic tape. This 1979 factory sealed Halloween VHS tape is available now in our May Pop Culture Elite at Goldin.com.
And this item sold for $18,300. Very nice sale for
Yep.
the VHS market. We've seen tape sell over $100,000 actually on gold, and it was one of the first
Mhm.
commercial prints of Star Wars. That
Yep.
was one of the first ones to hit market. It's retracted a bit because that was the first. Usually, when the first time you see something like that, you go all in. A lot of people go all in,
Mhm.
but we've seen some pop up, and they still have sold very well. But this is a very good sale, and the horror market for VHS is incredible.
Yeah.
People are so excited for the horror. There are a lot of horror fans that spend a lot of money on VHS tapes,
Mhm.
even just really just abstract, very niche films. that you've never heard of. Like there was one that sold on Comic Connect recently. I forget the name of the film, but it sold for like $6,000 or $7,000, and it was CIB. It wasn't sealed, but there was only I think 100 or a couple hundred produced of the film.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on the number, but
No, yeah, but it
very
was like something like local production that he just like shared with like friends and family and stuff like that. And yeah.
yeah, it's incredible. But yeah, this actually also is not a first print. This is it's an early print, but it's not a first print. So if you see on the box, let's see here if we can zoom in on the cover here. So the MEDIA on the bottom right corner, right there, first prints. This is one of the characteristics of a first print. It's MEDA, not MEDIA.
Oh, did they misprint it?
I don't know the full details of it actually, but I just do know that the first print has that on there. It says MEDA.
Yeah, well, yeah, because media like that's like but those tapes I feel like are generally pretty valuable if you can find those media tapes.
Oh,
like
100%.
Yeah,
that doesn't take away the value of this tape at all in the price. But those first prints are near impossible to find. I don't even know if there's a sealed one in existence yet that people know about. I mean, sure they're out there, but I mean that happened recently with Jaws. There was a first print Jaws purchased on eBay for about $1,200, but no one even knew if that existed. You know, I was able to purchase a CIB recently for around like $150, and I was on Heritage, and then I think a month later, another one popped up and it sold for $1,200. It's crazy. Yeah, CIB market. When these items are so rare, sealed, and impossible to find, the CIB market's gonna do well, and especially I will say also along with that, it's going to be very contingent on the sealed market as well. Very similar to video games.
Totally. But it's going to be very, like when it comes to CIB though, it's very condition dependent because there's, any number of CIB tapes out there where there's very, very, very few of the sealed ones. So only the ones that are really, really good condition are going to, really soar above the others.
Yeah. And that's something to keep in mind too for CIB. You really want to find really high quality items for CIB, in great condition, the best condition you can find.
Yep.
So just always make sure to do your own research on this. VHS tapes can be very difficult, especially earlier ones. Later prints, not so much. It's a little easier to identify them, especially with manufactured stickers like in the 90s. But in the 80s, it's really tough. It can be really, really tough identifying first prints. So just do your own research. Make sure that you fully know what you're buying if you're planning on spending a lot. If it's a very low price, it's worth the risk, then go for it. But just be very careful when you purchase, especially for the VHS market. It can be a bit confusing, but very rewarding when it pays off.
Yeah. And also, like we said this before, but feel free to reach out to us if you ever have questions and you're trying to figure out whether something's legit or, it's an earlier print, a later print. We'd be happy to help.
Yeah, 100%. Big shout out to Bill. What's up, Bill?
Hey, what's up, Bill?
Hello. We got a question from Chase. Do you guys see digital comics increase in future value in comparison to physicals? Spencer, you want to answer that one?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see them increasing in value compared to where they are right now. Will they ever reach the value of physicals? Who knows? I think probably not, but I do think that they are pretty undervalued right now, especially for some like the really, really significant key comics and Grail comics that are on the app. So yeah. Goes for both Candy Digital and for VB.
Yeah, I think a lot of these, the digital and physical comics, they are tied together. You see, when Action Comics 1 eventually drops on Candy Digital, it's that the entire website will probably shut down again. People are gonna go nuts. That comic is recently sold for $6 million, and you anticipate people are gonna put a lot of value on the NFT as well, and it'll probably be the most valuable on Candy Digital. So very similar to what we were talking about, and this is kind of fun, right? These kind of conversations, the comparisons, when you talk about sealed and also CIB. CIB, when sealed does very, very well and sells for hundreds of thousands of dollars, then CIB are going to go up in value. So I think the physicals, as long as they do continue to do well, the digital will catch up as well. But I will say that, from the very beginning, the one thing that we do love about these digital collectibles is accessibility. Everyone has access to these comics worldwide. You want to spend $10, $20, $30, $50,000 on a collectible. You don't have to worry about shipping or getting the item, making sure it's authentic and real. It's all on the blockchain. It's real. You're going to get it instantly. It's a game changer. it's going to probably take time, a lot longer than we realized to catch on. But I'm still very much excited about the future of the digital collectible space, and are they going to be worth as much as physicals? I don't know, and we don't know. That's really the bottom line, but it has potential. I think it definitely has potential.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Right.
another good question here from Stan. So, any idea where the defunct brick and mortar stores offloaded these items when their doors closed? That's a great question. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them just got bought up by people. Like I just saw a cool video, I think on Instagram, like a couple weeks ago, somewhere in New York, I think in Brooklyn, there was like a comic shop that closed down, and they just did like kind of like an open doors, like anybody could walk in, and like there was an auctioneer there who was just like auctioning everything off left and right, and like people were getting crazy deals on stuff. So like, you know, things like that could have happened. If the stores actually went like bankrupt, you know, they may have been liquidated by the bank and then had to, you know, those tapes may have gotten destroyed if, you know, they found out they weren't valuable, or like there's any number of like a really interesting example. So this is actually my uncle. My uncle owned a company called Movies Unlimited, which founded in the Philadelphia area. But was basically the first ever like mail-in order VHS company and like movie company. So you could originally first you could buy like reels. So you actually buy the film reels like for, you know, people to like who actually had like that capability at home, which was, you know, very few in the beginning. And then when VHS came out and Betamax, they were kind of the first in that home market. Because of that, he ended up with tons and tons and tons of these promo screeners and like early releases that were still sealed. He ended up with a lot of like the for-your consideration tapes because he was a member of the Academy because of, you know, his position in the industry and all that. You know, this is actually just a few years ago, and it was like literally it was just like a year before I started getting into the VHS market. So if I had known about it at the time and all that, I probably would have tried to stop him. But you know, he was going through his storage locker where he had, you know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tapes, maybe even thousands of tapes, still sealed, like all like promos and stuff. And on the promos, it says like not for resale, not for distribution, which is like, because at the time it's a promo and it's not supposed to get, you know, put out there into the public. But, you know, he didn't realize that there's now a market for these things. And because, you know, he's an older guy and, you know, he's like, I think in his 80s. So he's looking at this and he just reads it and he's like, oh, I'm not allowed to sell them. All right, I guess I'll just toss them out. So he literally just threw out all like probably potentially six figures worth of tapes, like at like current value. Not even like when I told him that, he was not particularly happy. But
yeah, what's crazy too is that there's a story we've recently been buying from this awesome guy out in LA, and he went to an estate sale for the cinematographer, and very similar to promo screeners. So you have promo and screeners, very similar. These were sent directly for distribution or for like the VHS rental shops. But also you have for your consideration tapes that were sent to the Academy for voting. And these are even more rare and very exclusive because there's only probably, you know, a couple thousand produced of these rare variants. So like the Lion King, for example, you know, there's 32 million VHS tapes produced. It's not a rare tape. I still think they're going to do great in their highest grades, like the clamshells. I'm sure you've all seen that tape. It's the highest selling VHS tape of all time. But the rare variants are going to crush the promo tapes and screeners because they're so rare and they're connected to the popularity aspect. I think that's very interesting. And we actually have an example right here. So this is a 4-year consideration of the Lion King, and it's still sealed. And it says 4-year consideration. It's of the Lion King, and you know, 30th anniversary or 30-year anniversary. Just a week ago was released.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really awesome to get this tape and he got it at an estate sale. And he got a bunch of 4-year consideration tapes, which we actually had in mind from him. Yeah. So that's another way to potentially buy these as well. Really interesting. Really interesting. Yeah.
I mean, and especially in a place like LA where you have people who are in the industry who are going to be voting in the Academy who might actually still have these tapes. You know, you're less likely to find a 4-year consideration tape probably like in the middle of Wisconsin or Oklahoma or something like that. You know,
and here's 2 examples as well. This one is Goodwill Hunting, and see right there, it's a demo tape.
It has
highlighting the film, the box office, of the
So this is basically to try to convince the movie store to basically buy these in order to sell them to their customers. So there's all these facts about like how it did in the box office and how it'll do. Basically like the reasons why they should buy it and sell it to their customers.
Yeah. And then right there, I just what Spencer was saying earlier, full-length screener for video retailers only.
There you go, yeah.
So, yeah, but here's another variant of Good Will Hunting.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, one of our favorite films of all time.
Yeah.
But this is a Academy screener of Good Will Hunting. So this is right here, a film by Gus Van Sant. And on the back, it has Best Picture for your consideration, and it's all the different for your consideration.
Yeah, the different categories that it's nominated for.
But this is one is also still sealed. So I mean, this is one of our favorite films of all time. We were very fortunate to be able to purchase these. But yeah, those are a couple examples of the different types of variants for these tapes, which is really interesting. Yeah.
And another question from Sam. Well, thank you. Appreciate. We love to share our knowledge. So
yeah, we nerd about this stuff all the time, guys.
Yeah. So we love to share it, but definitely we do the treasure hunt type of stuff. I mean, just because it's easier, a lot of the treasure hunting is more online recently. Like occasionally I'll go to thrift stores and I'll buy, like I was traveling on my way to moving my new place and I ended up buying, it's gonna be hard to grab it right here, but there's like a vinyl back here. This is of Disraeli Gears by Cream, which is like the album that Sunshine of Your Love is on. But yeah, it's just like one of my favorite albums of all time. So like, yeah, I will buy things at thrift stores occasionally and things like that. But yeah, I think a lot of the stuff is online. It's like eBay, definitely found a lot of stuff there. Sometimes there's like really good stuff you can find in like local estate sale auctions, which a lot of times are kind of still hosted online. But I just participated in one last night where I bought partially it's for personal use, but I bought this like vintage record player. It's a really, really cool record player that it's basically like comes like in a suitcase and it like folds open and it has speakers attached to the actual record player. Awesome. So fingers crossed that it still works, but I got that. And then I got about 90 vintage watches as well in this auction. And yeah, got them for really, really cheap. And 90? I think 90 watches, 90 watches. Yeah. So yeah, I think
who's in the watch market, so I can connect you with him.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And we'll see what they're worth. I mean, I took like it was really hard to tell from the photos. Like that's the problem with a lot of these auctions. It's like a big gamble because the photos are just so terrible that you can't like actually see the details. But like in like one of the photos, I saw a watch that said Chanel on it. So I was like, I did some quick research on eBay and was like, Chanel watches, vintage watches sell for like a minimum of like $100. It seems like $150. So like, that's like at the bare minimum. If I can, get my money back on that, then the rest is all kind of just golden. So gonna see how they do. Yeah, I don't know much about watches, so yeah, please connect me.
Yeah. All right, let's pull up the next item.
Pieces of technology have influenced and changed our lives as much as the introduction in 2007 of the iPhone 1 created by Apple and the brainchild of the legendary and late Steve Jobs.
How do I do this? I just take my finger and I scroll.
I happen to be holding one of those original iPhones, still factory sealed, and this one comes with a signed, autographed picture framed from its legendary creator and elusive signer, Steve Jobs himself. You know what so few people did back in 2007? So few people left the damn thing in the package. Nobody did that. Everybody ripped it open and went to use it, which is why a factory sealed iPhone 1, and this one is 8 gigabytes, is so unusual and so rare of a collectible and so important of a collectible. This particular one is extremely high grade. It is graded by CAS as a 90. That is a very high grade and a near perfect rating. So if you want a piece of incredible technology, a piece of important American history, we've got this one available right now in the Goldin 100.
Oh, Sean, you're muted.
And these items sold for $20,740, which, man, I mean, I think that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, I don't know what version of this iPhone was. I know they've been selling them for 40, 50, 60, $70,000. I think this could potentially be a later one since it's an 8 GB. I think one of the first ones was a 4 GB. I'm not 100% on this. Again, don't quote me on it. But
there have been higher sales though for sealed iPhones for sure.
For sealed iPhones, I mean, there's again, he's right. Nobody kept these sealed. Now the cat's out of the bag a little bit, and like especially for like the Apple Vision Pro, which we're very excited.
I'm sure people kept those sealed. Yeah.
Yeah, I know personally multiple people who've kept those sealed and plan to keep those sealed, and they purchased them right off the bat. So, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see how these do over time for sure. But I think regardless, I mean, whoever bought this, great purchase because we've seen a Steve Jobs business card sell for over $150,000.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs business card signed by him, PSA graded, $180,000 what it sold for around there.
It's one of his earliest business cards, like from like way back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah. Incredible. All right, next time.
Real quick though,
is the NES Deluxe set that helped shape video game history.
Will you be the one to experience the Nintendo Entertainment System?
This is a still sealed 1986 NES Nintendo Entertainment System Deluxe set with Rob and Zapper. After the initial test console sold out in 1986, Nintendo released this deluxe set, which included the Nintendo Control Deck, 2 controllers, a Zapper light gun, and the robotic operating buddy, known as Rob, and 2 box games, Duck Hunt and Gyromite.
Raise the incredibly accurate Zapper and play games like Duck Hunt.
The NES Deluxe set was an instant hit and sold close to 62 million units. What makes this NES Deluxe set especially rare is that this specific NES was released for only 1 year during 1986. The following year, Nintendo added Stack Up to the Deluxe set. This 1986 NES Deluxe set has been graded a near mint plus 85 by VGA. Do you want to own one of the most important video game systems of all time? Go to Goldin.com and place a bid in the Goldin 100.
This item sold for $74,420. $74,000 to sell for. Wow, that's incredible. Oh my gosh. Wow. I remember playing this game when it came out. Spencer, do you remember playing this game? No, you don't.
No, I wasn't born yet.
Classic.
Still had 10 years to wait.
I remember playing Duck Hunt. I don't remember this specific box set, but it's interesting that he points out this is again a rare variant of the box sets that were sold. And these, even the regular ones, whatever ones have sold the first year, still sell for a premium, but this one sold for an additional premium because it's a rare variant released. One of the earliest Nintendo systems released. So very cool sale and very validating for the video game market.
Real quick, what up, NFT holder? Thank you. Look forward to see it at San Diego too. And this is also a really great tip if anybody's in the LA Palm Springs area, but apparently a ton of people retire down there. So
yeah,
that's where to go for these estate sales. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, very cool.
What up, Gory? What up from the East Bay? How's it going?
East Bay, let's go. Yeah. All right, next item.
Let's go.
Say a picture tells 1,000 words. Well, this particular picture represents a turning point in American history and is possibly the most well-known photograph of all time.
Iwo Jima, the most heavily fortified island in the world.
This is a 1945 raising the flag on Iwo Jima, signed and inscribed Type 1 photo. On February 23, 1945, Associated Press photographer Joe Rosenthal was hiking Mount Suribachi when he came across a group of 6 Marines raising a U.S. flag. It was at this moment of the flag being raised that Rosenthal quickly took out his camera and snapped a photo, not knowing at the time that this moment he captured would become the most important news photograph ever taken in American history.
This picture has done quite a lot to attract attention of people to what those men were doing out there.
This extremely rare photo is one of only 3 known to exist and has dual service authentication by PSA DNA for Type 1 and for Rosenthal's signature. If you want to own this historic piece, it can be yours in the Goldin 100.
And this item sold for $103,090, very deservingly so, and fitting for 4th of July. Man, what a cool collectible. That is so
cool.
What a piece of history. I mean, it's very often we say that belongs in a museum. This truly belongs.
This actually should be in a museum.
Yeah, it should. One of the
private collector probably should know this. This should probably be in a museum.
The Smithsonian hopefully has one of them. But yeah, this is so cool. Wow. And they actually released these a couple years ago in NFT format. These photos of Raising the Flag of Iwo Jima that was licensed by the Associated Press and Joe Rosenthal, the family of Joe Rosenthal, and that was sold by Eternity. So big shout out to Eternity. And I actually bought a couple. Spencer, did you get any of those?
I don't think I ever did. You know what? They're probably cheaper now though than they were when you bought them. So maybe I'll get one.
Awesome. I mean, they were pretty cheap when I got them. They were around like I think $100 or $50 to $100 each. But there was different tiers. But overall, the entire collection was like 100. But one I got was like one of 25 or 30, I think. And what's kind of crazy is that the one that I got, I didn't even think about it at the time, but I was trying to get number 1, of course, and it sold. And then I ended up getting number 6. And number 6 is the number of guys that are holding the flag, the photo, which I thought was a really cool connection. And I ended up giving that one to my dad for Christmas last year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he really loves it. Yeah, it's really cool.
Since you couldn't send DV collectibles, forced to send Eternity collectibles.
Yeah. That's awesome. What a cool piece of history. And congratulations to whoever purchased this one.
And a huge shout out to Gateway to Mars. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Very appreciate you. Thank you so much.
And I don't know if other people were having issues seeing the video. I guess let us know if anybody else is having issues seeing it too. It looks like it's good on our end, but I don't know. So yeah, let us know if anybody else is also seeing those issues.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we'll put the next item.
This is the set that launched the Pokemon card craze.
Pokemon is an undeniable obsession with children across the country.
The original 1999 first edition Pokemon set. You think of what an amazing franchise it is today. There were so few of these printed. Today, there are so few of these sealed boxes left, and to find any of these cards graded a PSA 10 is remarkable. I'm sure you've seen me on King of Collectibles, and I'm sure you've seen me on some of Logan Paul's Pokemon Box Break. We opened up 2 boxes live, spent $700,000 between the 2 of us buying those boxes. We were looking for this one card, and if we pulled it, there was no guarantee it was a PSA 10. In this set, you're guaranteed the Charizard in a PSA Gem Mint 10 and all other 102 cards in the complete set. I cannot personally imagine more than 5 or 10 of these complete sets exist in the entire world. This ultimate Pokemon collectible is available, and you can own it right now if you go to Goldin.com and place your bids in the Goldin 100.
And this entire set sold for $317,206, which I think is incredibly undervalued.
Yeah, what does the Charizard sell for on its own?
Man, I know it's man. What were some of the sales? I think some were a couple $100,000.
$100,000, yeah, I think, yeah.
So I the fact that it takes so much time. And imagine like anyone out there who's into VV, right? You're looking for certain mint numbers, and it's hard because you can't search for the mint number. You have no way of contacting the seller right now or the owners right now. It makes it tough. You spend a lot of time and energy trying to find these specific mint numbers and just hoping that it pops up, right? Very similar to physical collectibles. This person organized the Gem Mint 10 of every single card, including the Charizard, and
must have taken years of effort. Yeah,
insane amount of effort. So, man, what a great value. I mean, again, I'm sure he made it pretty well in terms of the sale. But congratulations to the buyer as well. That's a really special set. Really special set. That's just incredible. Yeah.
And also, thank you for the heads up. Thanks for letting us know that you guys are able to see the videos. Yeah.
Appreciate you. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. I was really excited with this video. Spencer and I and Kevin talked about it, and yeah, I'm really excited to share these sales with you guys today and to show you the value of what these are selling for, but also the variety of collectibles that people are into.
Yeah.
And Goldin does a really phenomenal job creating a variety. And there's so many more things that we just didn't have time to show today. So I highly encourage you all to go to goldin.co to check out all the items that were sold and currently on auction at Goldin. So we still have
I have some VHS tapes going up for auction, I think next week potentially. So look out for those.
We personally
a couple of Die Hard tape, Die Hard 2 tape, and Point Break as well. But yeah, all sealed, graded by Rewind. So yeah, look out for those.
Yeah, we'll definitely tweet that out when they go up. We've definitely sold and bought from Goldin. Just really, really great stuff, man. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun being a part of that process. So,
and also full disclosure, we're not getting paid by them. We're not sponsored. We're just fans of their platform and what they do.
100%.
We love them too, though. So hey,
come talk to us. maybe one day.
Yeah.
Actually, this is really cool. Gateway to Mars. I need Marvel to make a limited edition X-Men 97 VHS tapes. Oh my god. You know what's really cool, actually, and this is actually a special announcement that we were saving, but because
we can leak it now. Yeah,
bring it up. We actually purchased the first VHS of X-Men the animated series. It's sealed and in great condition. It's in the process of getting graded by Rewind right now, and we're going to do that as a giveaway during San Diego Comic-Con. So we're going to partner with some really awesome people, very awesome companies, and we're going to give away some really freaking caught myself there. Really awesome collectibles that I'm really excited to give away to everyone out there. So yeah, definitely keep a lookout for that announcement coming up soon.
Totally. And very excited to see everyone at San Diego Comic-Con later this month.
Yeah, definitely.
It's coming up soon. Can't believe it already.
Right around the corner. All right, here's the next item.
Kobe was wearing in the game that changed his career forever.
Bryant again going to work, falls down. Again, he's struggling. He's going to stay down there for a bit.
I mean, that's the Achilles.
The Lakers were battling for the final playoff spot, so 34-year-old Kobe had been logging 40-plus minutes per game to try and get the team into the playoffs. With 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles tendon.
As you can see, he stepped right back there and just stretched it.
Kobe was obviously in excruciating pain, but in true Kobe fashion, he stayed in the game to complete both of his free throws.
Don't ever question the heart, the emotion, the grit, the tenacity. Got it.
He then left the game, finishing with 34 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists.
So Kobe Bryant cannot continue. The ovation.
You've had a pretty unbelievable career. Is this the biggest disappointment of it, considering everything that was involved?
Yeah, by far.
This is the jersey Kobe was wearing that night in the game that changed his career forever. The jersey itself comes with a letter of authenticity from the NBA and has been photomatched by MyGray to this historic game. Kobe, quite frankly, just unfortunately was never able to regain his full form. Over the next 3 years, he played a total of 107 games, leaving us with one of the great what-ifs in sports.
What emotions were going through your head? Just pissed and sad. You know, worked really hard to get to this point. Just pissed.
When you look back at the amazing career of Kobe Bryant, there is no doubt that this night represents one of the most important games and important events in his career. This historic and photo-matched game-used Kobe Bryant jersey is available as part of our Goldin 100 at Goldin.com.
And this jersey sold for $1.22 million, and deservedly so. I mean, Kobe Bryant is just a force of nature. That dude was by far one of the most incredible athletes ever to play sports, like not just basketball, but sports.
Mm-hmm.
Really special guy. And he was, yeah. I mean, when it comes down to dedication and passion, I mean, you talk about Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Kobe is right up there, if not above the rest. You know, he's he was an incredible athlete and human being, and this is a really special piece of history. And I hope it went to a big fan of his.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, definitely. Also check out Dear Basketball if you haven't seen that. It's basically a short film that Kobe did with, who was it with? It was with
Glenn King, who is a Disney animation legend, and John Williams, one of the most celebrated composers of all time. He did Jaws, Star Wars, Harry Potter, E.T. He did the score for the short film, and it ended up winning the best animated short film that year. So Kobe Bryant won an Academy Award. He went up on stage with Glenn King, and every once in a while you can find them, but they're sealed for your consideration DVD screeners. This is past VHS tapes. So there are only DVDs available, but they're in sleeves and they're super special. And a lot of people just don't know about them. But man, if you watch that short film, you're gonna want to get one. It's really it's one of the most beautiful short films I've ever seen. Especially,
and also be careful. There's a couple fakes out there, a couple sealed fakes out there that we've encountered. So be very careful if you're looking to buy that.
Yeah, they're essentially in a sleeve. The ones that we bought were actually in a case, which are, we had a whole dispute on eBay, and that account was actually, it looked like that account was taken off. So yeah, deservedly so. Those are definitely counterfeits. So but very, very cool piece of history that Goldin was able to share. And this is now our last item, which we're really excited to share with y'all.
I'm holding is without a doubt one of the most important Michael Jordan cards of all time. In my personal opinion, this is the single greatest Michael Jordan trading card ever produced and should be the most valuable Michael Jordan trading card ever produced. This is the 2003 Upper Deck Ultimate Collection Michael Jordan signed Logo Man. The card is a one of one. It has his perfect signature on it, which has been PSA authenticated and graded as a Gem Mint 10. Let's get into why this card is such a big deal. Because you need to realize this card is a big deal.
MJ. Oh, Harry did it!
It is the first ever Jordan Logo Man produced with his Bulls uniform and a game-used Logo Man from his Chicago Bulls game-used jersey. It's also the first signed Logo Man of Jordan in the famous Ultimate product. Ultimate Collection revolutionized basketball cards. It really led the way of introducing a premium product into the basketball trading card marketplace.
Let's talk about this Logo Man card. Think of it as a Warhol of sports. That's really what this is. It's art.
This card takes on even an added importance. It honestly is one of the generational cards in the hobby. It's a legendary card. It's really a card of hobby lore because except in photographs, nobody had ever seen this card in person since it was pulled in 2003. The card was pulled by an individual collector and he held on to the card. The card was tucked away for 20 years. People were speculating, oh my God, if that Jordan came out in 2021, it would be a $10 million card. Could it be a $20 million card? People were going crazy trying to find the card.
Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago.
Guess what? I knew where the card was. We picked the right time with the consigner, and the card has been made available to the hobby as part of our exclusive Goldin 100. There's no possible exaggeration. This is the single greatest Michael Jordan trading card ever produced. This absolute gem, a true icon and legendary card in the hobby, is available now at Goldin.com as part of the Goldin 100.
All right, before I show the price, Spencer, what's your guess? Put you on the spot.
2.5 million.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Is that pretty good? Oh, that's close.
Million.
And I truly didn't know. I truly didn't know what the price was.
Really?
Yeah.
Good guess.
No, I didn't see what the sale was. No.
Almost $3 million for the card. You know, it's sports cards. I really didn't really understand the value of sports cards. I mean, I grew up collecting sports cards. I was obsessed with sports cards, but I went in a 15 to 20-year hiatus with this stuff, and I only recently caught up with it again in the past couple of years, but heavily, researched into it. And the market is hotter now than ever. You know, a lot of it's tied to announcements and chases for one-of-one logo cards, and you're speculating on players. You know, it's interesting because speculation was very important for comics during the peak of Marvel films. They're speculating on characters coming. When the films didn't do very well, the speculation kind of died off, also along with the bear market.
Yeah.
But sports cards, it happens every year. You have new athletes coming in every year. You have players like you have players that perform really well out of nowhere, and their cards all of a sudden skyrocket overnight. So it's wild. It's constantly happening. You have baseball, basketball, football. It's hockey even. So it's exciting. It's really fun, but it's fun to see and learn about just the culture of sports cards and how massive it is. It is insane. It's far from down. It's growing and growing in a big way. But this card is very special because just so y'all know out there, that logo, what's really special about these logo man cards is that logo was cut from his jersey. And there's only one NBA logo on a jersey, and that was cut from his jersey and put on this card.
Put on the card, yeah.
Like last year, you saw a triple logo card of LeBron James, and it was from like each
three
NBA
different
final. It was from 3 NBA finals that he was in, and that sold for millions as well. It's a one-of-one. It's very special. So this is a very cool card, and wow, congratulations to the seller and buyer. Very special piece.
Seriously. And crazy the person held on to it for 20 years. Didn't tell anybody except for Ken, I guess.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, big shout out to the Goldin team for putting together an amazing auction. Definitely check out their collectibles currently on sale, and check out King of Collectibles Season 2. It's really great, guys, and super fun and very enlightening. You're gonna learn a lot about the collectible space in a very entertaining way. So it's very, very cool. Definitely check it out. And also, of course, a big shout out to our partner, Fanable. Really excited about this collaboration and things that they're building. Make sure to sign up for their newsletter at fanable.io. Their link is down in the details, so make sure to get involved. Very exciting stuff coming, guys. Very cool.
Yes.
So
and then one last plug as well. You should sign up for our newsletter if you haven't already, where we have some really awesome blog posts. We have a new newsletter that's going out tomorrow. I just wrote a blog post about basically like the downfalls of being emotional in your investments, and how to curb that. And we also talk about really awesome past sales like we've presented today, and we talk about upcoming auctions, and we also do weekly giveaways as well. So definitely sign up for our newsletter as well. And
and also, of course, all the giveaways that are currently going on right now. All that information and links to the things we talked about are down in the details below. So make sure to get involved. Thanks again for joining, everybody. Happy 4th of July. This has been a lot of fun.
Happy 4th.
See you next one. Bye, guys.
See you guys.